Have you ever gotten to the end of the day and wondered, where did all that time go? You are definitely not alone. We live in a world that's basically designed to steal our focus. But what if I told you that focus is a superpower you can learn? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to explore exactly how you can reclaim it. 47%. Just look at that number. It might seem kind of random, but trust me, it represents a massive chunk of your waking life. So according to researcher Chris Bailey, that's how much time our mind is just not there. It's wandering away from what we're actually doing. That's nearly half of our days spent, lost in thought about the past or worrying about the future instead of being in the here and now. I mean, just think about that. What could you create? What could you learn? Or who could you connect with if you could just claw back a little piece of that lost time? The possibilities are huge. So here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to tackle that 47% problem head on. Then we'll learn the rules of what's called the Hyperfocus game, figure out how to beat our distractions, get a power-up with something called scatterfocus, and finally, put it all together into a daily cycle that just works. All right, let's dive into the 47% problem. Getting this time back isn't just about taking more boxes off a to-do list. It's about having those deep conversations where the other person feels like they're the only one in the room. It's about doing work you're truly proud of in way less time. And that's because your attention is without a doubt your most valuable asset. Where you decide to point it from one moment to the next literally shapes your entire life. This idea, well, it's the bedrock of hyperfocus. Okay, but how do we actually get good at this? The secret is to stop thinking of it as a chore and start treating it like a game that you can absolutely win. Welcome to the Hyperfocus game. So what's the goal of this game? It's to get into a state of hyperfocus. You know that feeling, right? When you're totally in the zone, the world just melts away, and it's just you and the task. That's what we're aiming for. So picture it like an old arcade game. Step 1, you choose your mission. That's your intention. Step 2, you aim your weapon. That's your limited attention. And you score points by keeping that aim locked onto the target, blocking out everything else. Of course, no great game is without its villains. To win at Hyperfocus, we've got to learn how to defeat the bad guys who are always trying to knock us off course and steal our attention. And listen, this game is tough. Research shows that our brains are basically hardwired to seek out novelty. On average, your brain wants something new and distracting every 40 seconds. So yeah, if you find it hard to focus, you're not broken. That's just how our brains are built. So let's meet the three main villains in this game. We've got the stuff going on around us, the stuff going on inside our own heads, and the constant overstimulation from our digital world. Knowing your enemy is half the battle, right? To beat those external villains, like your phone, the tactic is simple: make it invisible. Put it in another room. For the internal villains, all those nagging thoughts, get them out of your head and onto paper. And to fight overstimulation, try this. Before you start work, just focus on a tiny point, like the tip of a pen, for 60 seconds. It's like a reset button. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Beating distractions isn't always about gritting your teeth and focusing harder. Sometimes you need a special power-up. It's called scatterfocus. And believe it or not, it's about strategically letting your mind wander. Now, scatterfocus is not just zoning out on the couch. The magic word here is intentionally. You are choosing to let your mind roam free. This isn't wasted time. It's actually how you recharge your ability to focus and how your brain comes up with its best ideas. So there's a huge difference here. On one hand, you have mindless wandering. That's just distraction. It's unintentional, it's exhausting, and it gets you nowhere. But on the other hand, you have mindful wandering, or scatterfocus. It's intentional, it's restorative, and it's where creativity happens. And the best part is, it's so easy to do. Just pick a simple task you can basically do on autopilot, like folding laundry, going for a walk, maybe tidying up your desk. And then just let your mind go wherever it wants. You will be amazed at what pops out. All right, so now we have our two main plays in the playbook: hyperfocus for intense work and scatterfocus for creative recharging. The final level is putting them together into a powerful daily rhythm. The rhythm couldn't be simpler, but it's incredibly effective. You go all in with hyperfocus on one single task. 90 minutes is a great target. Then you step back and you intentionally switch to scatterfocus for about 15 or 30 minutes to let your brain breathe. And then you just repeat the cycle. When you boil it all down, it really comes back to one single thing: intentionality. The goal isn't to become a robot who never gets distracted. The goal is to be in the driver's seat, deciding where your attention goes, whether that's focusing in or letting it wander out. That is true mastery. So, as we wrap this up, just remember this one thing: your attention is the most valuable thing you own. So the only question left is, where are you going to invest it today?